I've been playing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom since it came out. Not non-stop, but every moment I can I'm playing. It's a magical experience for me, and I realized that I would really have to rush this game and miss a lot of it in order to get a review out in a timely manner. So instead I thought I'd just do a couple videos and updates as I play and share my various thoughts as I experience them. I really want to take my time and enjoy this game. I absolutely love it. I think it's worth your time and money if you got a Switch, so definitely check it out. I'm going to avoid story spoilers as usual, but some items, enemies, and things might be spoiled visually. I'd recommend giving this game a go before watching this if you want to experience it completely spoiler-free, but this is your warning in case you're going to watch anyways. So, I'm going to start out by saying that I was absolutely in love with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as well. The sheer openness and vastness of it combined with a you really can go anywhere mentality made exploration an absolute treat to experience. But it wasn't always that way for me. It took my third attempt at starting the game to really find my stride. The first few attempts I made it past Tutorial Island and maybe a bit further in, but it just did not click with me. Fast forward to a rough patch in my life, and I sat down and gave it a really good go. The magic hit me and I was hooked for about a month. I did all 120 shrines, soaked up as much side content as I could, and collected a nice amount of Korok seeds before finally heading off to finish the game. I've never really had a game get me after multiple attempts like that. My opinion usually stays the same, but third time's a charm, I guess. I liked a lot of the game, but there were things that had me a little meh. The Divine Beast did not feel like a fair one-for-one trade for standard Zelda dungeons at all, and I would have much rather preferred those. The shrines were kind of cool when they were either exploration focused, like doing a quest in the open world to complete the shrine, or the shrines with puzzles that utilized all of your tools, but some were just nothing burgers, and the sameness of the combat trials was a bit of a missed mark. The shrines were alright overall though. The weapon breaking was also something that annoyed me. It just didn't really make any sense. I guess it was to promote creativity and trying things, but when the movesets are all similar, it doesn't really matter what it is, it's not all that creative. A few set weapons would have worked just as fine, just less looting. All that being said, I really did enjoy the game. There were so many little random experiences only you could have because everyone's playthrough was different in many ways. Tears of the Kingdom hooked me almost immediately. It wasn't the same wariness that I had with Breath of the Wild. I was almost comforted. I knew I was going to have a good time. As Breath of the Wild did, Tears of the Kingdom manages to sidetrack and distract me with as many things as it can. Ooh, what's that over there? Shrine over here? Help the low Korok. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom added a new mechanic like that, and it's called Screw Around. I swear I have spent more time screwing around in this game than I ever have in a video game before. I've spent hours using the new mechanics, which I'll talk about in a bit, to build things and see how they work. That's why I can't get the review out and have to opt for this. The mechanics, what's that, and Screw Around are a dangerous combination, and they've got me. I just had to preface everything else with this because it honestly surprised me how much more there is in Tears of the Kingdom. I thought this was going to be lazy with the reused map and such, but no. You can see where the time went, whether it be new mechanics or the new areas of the kingdom. So, we'll start there. It's the same map, but everything has been changed up enough to where you still feel like you're exploring something new. Landscapes have changed, and while old locations may pop up, the upheaval, the bad stuff going around, has really made the landscape something familiar but fresh. This is aided by the new Sky Islands, including the tutorial Sky Island. I haven't explored them too much, but there are some interesting puzzles you can do up there, and it adds a crazy new dynamic to exploration. And you're punished in a surprising way here. If you fall, it's not death that gets you. You just have to get back up there, and then you're sidetracked for another 2 hours. The chasms in the ground are also something I've not explored too much, but here you have to use light to avoid gloom. It's a bad, icky goo everywhere, by using bright bloom seeds to light your path. The enemies down here can mess up your maximum heart value until you get to a nearby tree, so be careful. The Sky Islands are small little areas, usually just little rocks spread apart with very little to do, but the chasms seem vast and overwhelming. I really like both of these additions, and it's going to take me years to explore it all. To figure out where the heck to go, you'll get Skyview Towers. They're just the towers from Breath of the Wild, but instead of climbing them this time, you'll usually see yourself doing some kind of quest to get them open or using an ability to get inside. This is fun, and I'm glad they thought of something new here so we weren't just climbing the same old towers again. The new animation and the way that towers shoot you out of the top, allowing you to fly around and get somewhere really quick, is another nice touch, and makes towers more useful than just a map. I'm close to having all of these collected. The combat in Tears of the Kingdom is nothing special with normal weapons. It plays like Breath of the Wild, and it's functional if not a bit mundane. The abilities you get, which I'll save till the end, more than make up for that. The good part about combat is that the enemy variety, which was extremely underwhelming and lacking in Breath of the Wild, is answered for here. There are tons of new weird creatures to take out, and it was quite honestly something that I wasn't expecting after watching the trailers. There's a lot of baddies to mess around with, and I'm so glad for that. You can smack, block with a shield, parry, dodge, flurry rush, and stealth just like Breath of the Wild. There's a lot of side content to do in the game, from fetch quests to exploration quests like find all the wells in Hyrule, stuff like that. Tons to do and so little time. The real shine to Tears of the Kingdom comes from the new abilities. Link gets a handy-dandy gauntlet to do cool stuff with. I'll start with Ascend first. You can kind of just jump up through wherever, as long as you're close enough to the ceiling. You'll travel through the object and pop up on top of it. It's the ability that I'm finding myself needing to remember to use. It's actually really useful. I just lose so much time messing with the other abilities that I'm having to force myself to think about it. It's really cool, and I'm sure that some people might have another ability that maybe they don't use as much, but Ascend is mine. There are some pretty clever areas that require situational awareness and some puzzles that utilize it really well though. Recall is an ability that lets you rewind time on a specific object. It's used in some puzzles and then these random sky rocks that fall from the sky so you can get to some sky islands. I haven't used it for anything really other than these purposes, so I can't speak on it much other than it's fine. Fuse is something that I've been enjoying more and more as the game has opened up. You can essentially fuse whatever's lying around to weapons, shields, and arrows. Anything you fuse together will either gain more damage or gain unique properties. It's best to play around here and find fun doing it yourself, so I won't really spoil any in particular other than like the Keese eyeball on an arrow making it homing shot is really cool, or flame emitters onto anything to make a little flamethrower, just some basic ones, but you can really do whatever you want here and experiment. I've been running around with the most ridiculous contraptions on my back all the time, and it's absolutely fun. There's a reasoning for weapons being degraded and breakable here, so okay, Nintendo, I'll give you the pass. This time around, fusing allows for the creativity, so it's actually something that makes sense. Hoo boy. The ultrahand grab and attach abilities are weirdly my favorite. I thought fuse was going to be the one I had the most fun with, but honestly, just building random vehicles and platforms to get around is so fun. This is the part that gets me to screw around. You can easily just handle situations with climbing or walking, riding a horse, using Skyview Towers, but where's the fun in that? I'd rather spend my time building a car for 2 hours to have it drive 30 feet and crash so I can laugh. In all seriousness, it's a joy, especially finding ways to make stupid contraptions that are absolutely not the intended way to solve puzzles. I just mess around and try to get something absolutely ridiculous to work half the time, and this is honestly some of the most fun in gaming I've had in a very long time. I can't remember a time where I flat out belly laughed because of how dumb I was being. There's just so much freedom in Tears of the Kingdom that you can lose yourself in it for hours, and I absolutely love that. The shrines in this game so far have been okay. There are some tutorial shrines that are just out in the world that I feel are a little misplaced, as well as some nothing burger shrines. But most of the puzzles I've done have been pretty good. A bit easy, but that's to be expected. Some of the combat shrines are more exciting this time. One called the Proving Ground stood out to me. It functioned like the island where you lose everything in Breath of the Wild and have to make do. Same situation here, and I love that over the normal one robot warfare. The open world shrine solves are really fun too, although I haven't encountered many. There are also new Korok seed missions that see you helping a fat-packed Korok reach his friend. You can just carry them, but I opt to make something ridiculous most of the time. These are alright, but can get a little tedious, especially if you don't want to take the time to build something. I haven't really been through a major dungeon yet, opting to do side stuff first, so no opinion. What little I'll say about the story is that it intrigues me far more than Breath of the Wild ever did, and I'm very excited to see where it goes as I continue playing. The game's got some frame rate stuff, but I expected that. Surprisingly, it's less than Breath of the Wild's performance issues, at least for me. I'm not saying it's okay, but it's the Switch. We have to cut it some slack. So yeah, I'm enjoying The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I've been having a grand old time setting out on a magical adventure once again. I hope you're enjoying the game too if you picked it up. If you haven't yet and this review sparked you to go get it, let me know. I'm going to be putting many more hours into this game. I'll be keeping you all updated with my thoughts as I play. If my feelings change, I'll make notes and talk about them. Right now, the game feels a lot bigger and vaster. There's plenty of stuff to sink my teeth into and plenty of mechanics to screw around with. I'm going to be sidetracked and sent on many random journeys, and hopefully they're interesting enough for me to make a video on. I just had to share, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm obviously not going to give this game a score. I haven't finished it. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of future uploads. Anyways, I'm out. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.